So this question is outline retroactive interference as an explanation for forgetting. Now, a lot of people scored poorly on this question because you just said what retroactive interference was, like very briefly, and didn't really give kind of 3 points because it's 3 marks, which will become clear when I show you the answer. And a lot of you as well got it the wrong way round. So you were actually explaining proactive interference rather than retroactive interference. To kind of help you remember, retro means old, so you kind of forget the old stuff, it affects the old stuff. So retroactive interference is when new information disrupts the old memories. That's essentially what it is. That's kind of what you should be writing. In fact, I'll start writing that now. So retroactive interference is when a newer memory disrupts an older memory so that it is forgotten. Now, you can't just stop there. Like, that's not enough for 3 marks. That's clearly 1 mark worth. There was a few people putting examples on, which is fine, but it's not making any additional points, so you could still only get 1 mark out of 3, really. What you need to be making specific is what interference actually means. There was a lot of people talking about trace decay, which is a different theory of forgetting. A lot of people using the word displacement, which is a different theory of forgetting, which you might have come across when we did the multi-store model and we talked about Jacob's digit span. That's the theory of displacement, which is a theory of forgetting. It's a different one to interference. Interference is when they kind of like get mixed up and they distort each other. That's what you should be saying. It's not that one replaces the other one, or there was another answer that another member of staff read that said something like it was locked away and couldn't be accessed. That's retrieval failure, which is another theory of forgetting. There's loads of theories of forgetting, which we don't teach you on the AQA spec, but you might come across in other situations. But these words are really important that you use the right ones because you're referring to different theories of forgetting that we don't learn about anymore. So you have to say that it's getting like mixed up and confused. You can't say the word interfere because that's obvious, it's interference. So you've got to kind of say a word that kind of, you know, explains what that means. So if we add to this, so retroactive interference when a new memory disrupts an older memory so that it is forgotten. Interference is when memories get mixed up and confused. And so it's likely to happen when they are similar. And that's the 3rd mark as well by saying about them similar. So I'll break this up into the 3 marks. So newer memory disrupts an older memory so that it's forgotten. Interference is when memories get mixed up and confused. And so it's more likely to happen when they're similar. That's all you've got to put to get 3 marks. You can also mention that retroactive interference is less likely to occur when there is a gap between the instances of learning, but you know, what's the point? You've got 3 marks already, and these are more important than that point, so I would probably go with these 3. You will notice on your answers that you probably just at the first point and you didn't really do the second 2, which is why you only got 1 out of 3. Some people did do these 2 or did the first one and the last one and missed the middle one out. You really need to get it clear in your mind what interference is. So the fact that they're mixing up with each other and distorting it. You could use the word distortion if you want, although distortion is more about Aaron's testimony really, or if you're talking about mean values being distorted, sorry, outliers distorting the mean. So maybe don't use the word distortion, but there we go. That's the answer for retroactive interference.